Hello and welcome to the video, but first, out of respect for this. Sir Sterling Moss, a great man and a great driver. Rest in peace, sir. On to tonight's races. We have 7 races tonight. 1 flew over the hornet's nest. Hyperdrive S2 tuned road cars. 4-way racers, an A-tuned road car from selection. Drive and Park, any S1 tuned retro car. Mountain to Farm, any A-tuned retro rally car. City Catering, any S1 tuned catering superbike, including the FE, and Magnum PI Day Out, made by Minion, any S1 tuned car from a selection. So to start, 1 flew over the hornet's nest. Took a while to find a decent tune. I find my own tunes, I don't tune my cars. Good start from myself, gets me into first place. First jump, who knows where this is going to end up. Get a fairly good landing, keeps my first place a little bit. I do have a Headzblitzed and jerk just behind. And up the first hill. Seems like there's going to be a lot of jumps in this one. A lot of jumps where it looks like it might be quite easy to miss a checkpoint afterwards. This race shall be an adventure, let's say. Well, I'm doing alright to start with. Quite a night tonight. Only 6 of us, 7 of us tonight. Oh, it's getting bouncy. It's a fun car to drive though. I was quite impressed with the car. Just not with taking it off-road. We're doing alright. We've got Antonio slipping on the inside there. That one looks like a tough checkpoint. I think if you hit that on a low speed, you're going to slide down the hill. I find that quite challenging. I've got a terrible landing on that, as has Headzblitzed. We're away. Looks like Jerker was also spinning his car. Oh, I've just pushed that one wide. I wasn't really paying attention. Looked behind me to see the fun. Missed the checkpoint. Some traction, back up the hill. So that's pushed me back into 6th place. But Minion's had a really bad start. Antonius has pushed his way to the lead. I'm more in 2nd, Headzblitzed in 3rd. And the jerker behind him myself. God, that's tough. Don't even know where the track's going half the time. Up and over. A lot of rocks around. I think that's going to cause some people some issues in this track. Oh, there's Jerker being caught. And Headzblitzed. I think that's pushed me up to 3rd. It's close. Real close. In 3rd, 4th, 5th. Oh, I get a terrible jump. So does the Jerker. Headzblitzed managed to get away with it. And let's see where that's going. I'm going to jump forward now. It's a messy race. I wasn't really getting much going. And you can see I'm just not getting it. The lines right on the jumps. Now there's the Jerker. So Pine had an issue. I've just gone and missed that one by the looks of things. Nope. We got through there. Going in for the endo. Poor landing. Let's see that one for the next lap. Do I get a better landing? Nearly killed Timor, but again, very front heavy, I guess, these cars. Just going to go and check on what Minion's been up to this race. He's had an absolute nightmare. I mean, things like that, just no control of that. It's just going to happen. See how he lands his jumps. And he's going to spin on the bottom there. You see me disappearing off there. Still on lap 2 as he comes to the top of the hill. What I said about those rocks. Just struggles to get up the hill, just doesn't have enough power or traction. Probably got the power, just not the traction. And there, oh, see, he's alright, he's got away with that one. You can see he's about halfway through the race, 68 seconds behind. Sometimes these races just happen. Let's see if he can go over this jump. He's gone sideways and he's over. onto lap 3. Looks like that's... No, he's missed the rocks, but he's going to hit these rocks instead. 78 seconds. Let's pass those rocks onto the next jump. Over sideways, that's a roll. It's just a bad day at the office on this track for Minion. First track blues, as I say. Well, I come across in 4th place, Antonius with the win, Timor in 2nd, Headzblitzed in 3rd, so 4th, Jerker 5th, Pine 6th, Minion 7th. Well, glad to get that one out of the way. And so on to race 2, Hyperdrive, where we had a choice of the Ferrari LaFerrari, the Koenigsegg Agera, the Lamborghini Aventador LP700 and the FE, the McLaren P1, the Pagani Hura, the Porsche 918 Spider and the Zembo ST1. I went with the McLaren P1, as I'm always going to pick the McLaren from that list. So we've got a few going for the Aventador FE, one for the Aventador LP700, Minion in the Agera, and Timor and Puppy in the Porsche 918. And off we go. Nice quick start here, nice first turn. I've moved myself up into 3rd place. Looks like that's going to be 2nd place off Pine, and Mitch is pulling away at the front there. Oh, I've slowed down far too much. Let Minion through on the inside. Timer on the outside. He is flying in his Porsche. We've lost Minion on that one. I'm not sure if he took a knock or anything. Let's have a quick look. He did take a bumplet from Timor that just pushed him way off the track, leaving him to drop. Imagine quite a few positions as we've just started the race. And he's dropped into 8th place. He's making some quick moves, just clips Timor there. I think if he just avoided him there, he would have been okay. Probably would have passed him and had better speed running into that. Nice long straight. I think he's going on that side, that's going to be risky. We go over the jump. Oh, we've lost Minion. Is he going to be able to keep it on? Jerker's hit walls, Minion's hit fences. Jerker slips through. So go and check out how it's going at the front. I'm in 3rd place, catching up with Timor. Just about kept the car on the road there. Not sure what happened to Mitch. Took a tap from Timor as we went through. And I think that's going to cost him quite dearly. Oh, Timor pushed it far too wide on that one. Didn't get the grip. I got away with it. Just got away with it. Minion back in 8th. He's going to make a move on Jerker here. No, he's going to back off and let him through. So we go through the tunnel. Complex set of corners coming up. Jerker flies straight through that one there. Minion gets the checkpoint, but does go very, very wide. And puts him up into 7th. Just going to jump forward a little bit later on that lap as we come down through Edinburgh. There's a massive hairpin. See how many people fail the hairpin. We've got a few people miss some stuff there. And that was Puppy who turned right there. Missed the hairpin completely. Into lap 2. He's made a few positions there up into 5th place. Trying to get past Headzblitzed. Just needs to hold the car on the road. We can't put the right hander into the straight. Is he going to carry a lot of speed into the straight? He is. Easily going to catch up on Headzblitzed here. Takes his wing mirror. Gets on through as we fly into the hairpin. See Antonius just in front there. That's a good turn from both Minion and Headzblitzed, and they get away to chase 3rd place. First is still myself. Timor in 2nd. We've got ourselves a nice little gap there of 15-16 seconds. My lead over Timor was 3 seconds or so. As Minion gets on the inside of Antonius and pushes his way up before we get to the big right hander. Antonius does have the inside line but misses the corner completely, leaving Minion to easily clean that one up and get himself into 3rd place, chasing for 2nd. And as we close off that race, it's a win for myself. I'm going to take the credit and put it all on the car. I do like the McLaren P1. I like all the McLarens, we know this. And as I cross the line, we shall see how everybody else did. Time or second, Minion third, Headzblitzed, Antonius, Mitch, the Jerker, Puppy, and then Pine. Minion coming in with a good lap at the end there, but I do think I'll finish up with the best lap on that one. That was 6-second lead over Timer in the end. The McLaren just showed the rest of the hypercars who is boss. And on to boy races, where the list of cars was sort of 12 or 13 different cars: Audis, BMWs, Hondas, Mazdas, Mercedes. I went with the BMW M391 with the Niz Shara tune. I did try a few other cars. The Supra I do have as an A class, which I don't mind. The Boxlaster I tried out, which was awful. I also tried out the Mercedes hatchback because I had one, but I wasn't too keen on that. And looking at the cars picked, we've got a couple of Supras as expected, a couple of Skylines, we've got the Subaru 22B, the Mercedes Benz, and even Antonius picked the Golf. Brave man. Oh, Puppy's Williams Clio is very, very slidey. I think he may struggle on this race tonight. So we come down to turn 2. I poked a little hard on that one there. Pine didn't break enough, took out some wall. Lets me slip past this Supra quite easily. I can just keep it going. Oh, Time flying through in a Skyline. Giving me a honk. A little Puppy just behind me as we come into the first hairpin. Time gone wide, I've gone wide. Antonius is showing his nose. I think that's going to leave enough to Antonius to get his Golf through. Nope, the power in the BMW shows him. And I get straight up past Timor. So much power, just leaving these guys for dead. Puts me into third place, a couple of seconds behind. I'm going to catch them on the straight. I'm going to catch Headzblitzed and his Mercedes and Minion Supra very easily there. I'm honest, I think I picked the best car on the track on this one. Just about the driving skills now, if I can keep it on the road. Going into a sharp left-hander, going into the horizon. We're going to jump forward a bit. The race kind of stays a bit stale as people sort of find their positions. But we see myself pulled away quite a lot from second place. The battle for second is going to be hot in the next couple of laps, I think. Minion just behind Headzblitzed. I think Headzblitzed's got a better grip, but the Supra, is it going to have more power? Doesn't seem to. That's unlucky. Both pushed that wide. Minion's going to... No, I thought it was going to fly around the outside there, but he had to brake to keep on the road. As we come down to the hairpin, just over halfway through the race, that's a nice move from Minion. He gets on the inside there, takes out some fencing, but pushes Headzblitzed a little wide and gets the position. We'll see if that Mercedes has got the power up the hill to get past the Supra. Looks like it's catching quite quickly. Minion may just be able to hang on if he can keep this corner. Nah, Headzblitzed is going to get him up over the hill as we drop into horizon. I think Headzblitzed is going to gain a little bit more here. So we jump forward a lap. You see Headzblitzed has kept himself in front. Mitch just caught up on the Supra. I would have thought the Supra was a bit more competitive in this race, if I'm honest. I know it's great in S1. I've heard it's good in A on the dirt. It doesn't look like it's going to have the legs to keep his position in third place. Headzblitzed has pulled away quite convincingly now. Barring any mistakes, I think he'll finish in second place. Myself, again, barring any mistakes, will wrap this race up. Got quite a big gap there. Dropping into fourth place with Mitch as we power up the hill. We'll see how that Skyline compares to the Supra and the Mercedes. He's got a little gap between himself and Antonius. You can see he's catching up with Minion Supra quite easily. As you see, heads pull away. He's going to take him here. We'll see if he can gain any ground on Headzblitzed as we drop down towards the festival. He's left that Supra. Just left it. Poor choice in A. It's good to know. Remember that. As we come into the big left-hander, Mitch takes that really nicely. As the exit, is he going to slip through on the inside of Headzblitzed there? It's a bit of a fight. You think he's pushed him out wide? I'm not sure how that's going to do. Has he hit something there? Let's have a quick look from Minion's point of view. Nope, Headzblitzed managed to keep it on the road and keep the third place, bullying Mitch on his way through. As we come on to the first hairpin from Minion, see if you can get another turn like the last lap. You really took it really well on the inside. Get the break of 9 early here, just before the brow of the hill. Second and third push it too wide, and looks like Minion supers through. I think from Minion's point of view, he wants Mitch and Headzblitzed to have a little fight so he can get himself away a little bit more. Don't think that's going to happen. The Skyline's going to take him now. Headzblitzed is right there as well. Just needs to get in front of him before the counter runs out. Mitch gets through into second place. Can Minion hold off Headzblitzed? He's coming on the right hand side. He does. He makes a move across. Blocked him. I think he would have had it anyway. Well, a great end to the race there for second, third, and fourth. I finished first. Mitch was second. Minion third. Headzblitzed fourth. Antonius fifth. Pine sixth. Timor seventh. Puppy eighth. And the Jerker rounding us off in ninth. So race 3. Drive and park. Any S1 tuned retro supercar. Easy choice for me, probably my favourite S1 car, the McLaren F1. Time to dig that little one out. I did try another couple of cars to see how I get on. The Sarline S7. Don't mind the Ford GT, can be a little bit slidey, so I didn't know the track going in, so I thought I'd go with something a bit stickier. Let's see how everyone else went. Antonius went with the Bugatti. We've got a couple of 355s in there. Surprisingly, Timor went with the Ferrari 288. Minion and Timor showing me their Ferraris have got some pace. Ty in the 288 GTO and Minion in the F355. As the race settles down, I think, as always, that first corner can cause a problem. Minion swings that little wide. Am I going to get through on the inside? No, I'm going to back off this one. I'm not going to have to fight with Minion on the straight. I'll let them just get away a little bit, see if I can find some space and time later. Got a little gap building between second and third as they're fighting it. At the moment, we've got Antonius, Mitch, Jerker, Timor having a little scrap back there. But Minion's legs are open and he's pulling away at the moment. But at this point, I should be able to catch him. My car, I think, is quicker in the end. It wasn't so much the turn that caught him out, I think it was the fact that that checkpoint is quite thin, and that's going to leave Minion to struggle a little bit as he's back in 5th place later on in the race. We've got Headzblitzed slapping trees. I've pulled away massively in the McLaren. As you can see, 21 odd seconds ahead of Antonius, second. The McLaren is absolutely dominant. There is another race tonight that I could use it as well. See as Minion fights his way back onto the podium. We shall see if he's got enough race left to catch up with Timor. Give himself that 3rd place. So there's also 2nd place available. Antonius is just ahead there. There's not much in these cars. Antonius went with the Bugatti EB110. It looks like Antonius has braked a little late on that one there, and that's going to let Timor through. Is it going to be enough to let? Yep, nope. Minion's going to get through on the inside on the 2nd turn there, dropping Antonius back into 4th. As we power down to the long straight, we'll see how the 288 compares to the F355. Looks like he has him at the moment. Up into 6th as we come into some quick corners. He's going to have to take off a little bit. Timor went a little wide. Oh, gave him a tap as he came back through. I think that's messed that corner up for Minion and Ty. Nope, Ty got away with it. I think Antonius came off a little bit as well. Sits just behind Minion. Later on in the race, same fight, but Antonius has dropped off a little bit. Fight for 2nd place. Both pushing it a bit wide there. Actually, good line from Minion. Himself just behind, 10% of the race to go. Is he gonna have enough time? Is he gonna find the space? Coming into a quick right-hander here, a little bit off the gas. He's gonna squeeze through, gets him there. And a fairly quick left-hander. Time on might have just gained a little bit there. Get to the end of the race, I've crossed the line. Minion comes into the end. He always likes to do a nice drift as we come around these, but I think that's going to cost him because Ty is far too close. Oh, we just closed the door on him, gets through. Antonio's nearly messed it up for both of them. But it looks like Time War did get second place. That was really close, really close. That was a good race. Let's see how we're doing. That's 4 races in, and the leaderboard after 4 races tonight. I've got myself a little lead, a nice 18-point lead there at the top against Time over Time War. Antonius and Minion tying for third on 48, Headzblitzed on 46, Mitch 34, Jerker 30, Pine 24, and Puppy 15. Race 5, Mountain to Farm. Any A-class retro rally. For me, no brainer, Lancia Delta. Got a couple of Subarus in there, including the Legacy RS from Minion, his little baby. Renault 5 Turbo for Mitch. It's a very wiggly point to point, this one. And we're starting up here. Get myself a nice little start. Into second behind Time War. Nice line on that corner. Just need to get myself away. Time War's already pulling away in his Delta. Dropping back a few spots to see how Minion's faring. He's breezing past that Renault 5. Might watch out for the Pine there. He's gone very wide there. Should be alright to stay on the hill. He's going to let Jerker and Mitch. Nope, he's going to push him out of the way and get back in to 4th place. Headzblitzed just ahead. So we come into the first big right hand hairpin. It's a nice line on that one there. And the Headzblitzed looking good. Me and Time War take a different route and just try and stick and get moving again. We fight our way under the bridge, through the river and over to the right. It's a bit messy for Minion. That little knock didn't help him. Nearly got kissed off it by Antonius as well. He's back on the road and into 4th place. Mitch just behind. Sorry, 3rd place as he passes Headzblitzed there. Back to myself, fighting for that 1st place. Keep my lead. A little bit wild on the bounces. Don't want to be going sideways as you hit a jump. Like a big jump over the top, avoid the tree, and that should be enough. Nope. Just dab the brakes and get onto the inside line for that corner. Give him a little shove out the way. Minion in 3rd place. See how he's getting on as we go up over that jump. Self and Time War seem to be getting away a little bit, I think. Very much car choice, if you ask me, these are races. Oh, Minion cut that far too close. Did he miss that? He did miss that. Unbelievable. That looked so much like he missed it. Oh, I've rolled that. Oh, I've hit that wrong. That's going to let Time War through. I see Minion was exactly the same as me. We'll keep our fight going. Mitch is trying to sneak his way back. He's up into 2nd in the Renault 5. One of the slidest cars in the game, if you ask me. So we chase down to a big right-hand hairpin. Get onto the brakes nice and early. Should be right to let me up into 2nd. To chase Time War again. Built himself a nearly a 5-second lead there. I've got Mitch to worry about, who's going to sit right behind me. Minion's down to 4th, Headzblitzed 5th, Antonius 6th, Jerker 7th, Pine 8th. As we come in the wiggly part of the track, should probably catch a few people out. I may have had a bit of a mistake there as I come through. See how Minion gets on. He goes all the way around the outside, slaps a tree. As I try to exit that turn, I get absolutely done by Antonius coming the other way. Gets Mitch straight back through. Didn't even get an apology. And welcome to the list, Antonius. And as we jump forward a little bit, big jump there as we enter into the quarry. Should have enough to get around the outside of Mitch here. I think my Lancia does have a bit more power than his. A better top end. Just need to find a gap. It's quite risky this way. There's lots of rocks on the right. Mitch kind of pulls himself left a little bit there. Makes it a lot easier than it should have been. As I get the chase back on for 1st. Time War 2nd place in the leaderboard. Don't really want him catching any points. I've pushed that wide. That looks like I've totally missed it. I haven't. Timor did miss a checkpoint. That should be enough for me to get past him. Into 4th place, we've got Minion, who's on the chase. Gone a bit bouncy there. You can see Mitch in his pink. Goes wide. Haven't used the Legacy myself, to be honest. Tried a few A-Class rallies, but never the Legacy. Got a few tonight. Actually, I might try the Legacy out for a bit of fun. I'm just about in 1st place here. I got them all right behind me. I take a nasty little bump there. Don't hit that checkpoint. And that's going to cost quite big. So I've dropped down to 4th. So quite a gap between 4th and 3rd. Might be me out the race with 25% of it to go. Timor in 1st, a couple of seconds ahead of Mitch. I'm actually back in 5th. I've lost a spot to Headzblitzed. I've got Antonius right behind me as well. Very costly mistake, that one. Don't mind doing it at the beginning of the race when you've got time to get back. But when you don't have that sort of time, people have got those gaps and those spaces. It becomes a lot more difficult. Fight for 3rd place or 2nd place is over. As Minion barges him out the way. Mitch in his light Renault 5. I'm up with Headzblitzed with 5% of the race to go. I'm not sure if I'm going to have enough race to get him. So we come over the brow here into the right hander. This is going to be a sprint to the end. Looks like I've had enough just to get past him. Mitch did just miss a checkpoint there, but it wasn't enough for me to catch him there. I get a little bit wild. I was just straying it up. Headzblitzed just behind. 4th place. Good fun race. 4th place. 1st for Timor, well done mate. Minion 2nd, Mitch 3rd, myself 4th, Headzblitzed 5th, Antonius 6th, and Jerker, then Pine. As we look at the leaderboard, 10 points clear. That was costly at the end there. 10 points between myself, Timor, 10 points between Timor and Minion, and Antonius in 4th, 8 points behind. Race 6. City catering. Any catering. R500. Normal or FE. Not used these cars before. Had a little spin with it just before we did the race. Felt quite fun actually. Quite quick, quite grippy. I think this will be quite an exciting race. So we fly up through Edinburgh. Lap race as well, so we can get used to the track and see how we improve. Minion up into 2nd. Timor pulling away in 1st. Myself 3rd. Mitch 4th. Mine's got a little bit more power than Minion's there. They go wide to come in on the inside of that hairpin. Take a big kiss from Antonius, letting Mitch fly through as we all kind of fail that one. I'm going to try and get on the inside as I come around there, but it's going to leave me on the outside of this one here. I don't think I'm going to be able to get around him. Nope. Stick myself back in a second. Get an early break and a better line. Just about. I think I've got the acceleration to get around him, avoid the debris. And that should be enough for me to get down onto the main straight. Take out the lamppost. But it also blocks him on his line. He's going to get up on the inside of me here as we come into this hairpin. I think he's just thrown that with a bit too much speed. Batteries are low, always fun. Hopefully it'll last. As I pull away in 1st place, it's just over a second behind. Antonius in 3rd, Timor, Headzblitzed, Jerker, Pine, and Minion at the back. To be fair, Minion's car did seem a lot slower than mine. I've braked far too late coming up that there. I should have seen the brow of that hill, and that's going to cost me quite big. How do we do? That's Antonius up into 2nd. It's going to give Mitch a bit of time to stretch his legs as me and Antonius fight it out. Oh, I just catch his back then. That's bad. And that's lap 1 complete. Mitch just got himself a nice 4-second lead. I'm going to cut right across Antonius there, as I really want to chase down Mitch and get back up into 1st. There's no one I want to beat more than Mitch. Minion maybe, mostly Mitch. He's pushed that a little wide on that one there. This gives me a chance to make some room. So we come out and across the line to complete. I'm right behind him. What sort of gap have we got? That little kiss didn't help him at all. Apologies, sir. Wasn't intentional. as I open it up. As we enter lap 4, coming across the crossover, I get away with that one there. Could have been dangerous, but I think that's going to leave me to finish this race off in first place. Minion second, Mitch third, Timor fourth, Antonius fifth, Pine sixth, Jerker seventh. So Headzblitzed dropped out, and then Minion climbed all the way back. I'm not sure how Minion's race went, but he did go from last to second, so good race, mate, good race. And the leaderboard is going to look like myself at the top, and that's opened up another 18-point gap away from Timor, but it is close between Timor and Minion, 6 points between him. Antonius is 14 points behind. Race 6, Magnum PI Day Out. This one is a Minion track. There was a choice of cars. I got booed all night long for having my McLaren, so I've decided to go with the Ferrari F40. I've not used it on S1 before, so we'll see how I get on. I think a lot of the other folks, apart from Headzblitzed, have gone with the cars they went with earlier on. Headzblitzed has gone with the Lotus Esprit. Starting in Edinburgh, if that's what you want to do, take your hypercars around nice tight circuits like this. Bit of a scrap. Timor, we know his Ferrari was quick. I don't know how it's going to compare to my Ferrari. It's going to sit on him as we come down the straight. I'm getting a little wild. That little touch just helped me there as we come into a big right-hander. Headzblitzed completely removes Timor from my fight, and that should give me a bit of time. Looking at what Jerker's doing while he's climbing the grid. Nice to see. Listen to some music whilst he plays. Very calming. So we come in. Timor gives him a kiss. Climb the hill as we climb up to a massive right-hand hairpin. And see if he forgets or doesn't look at the map on this one. I've got through, Minion's got through, Mitch has got through, Antonius has gone wide, Jerker's going to cut on the inside. No, he just doesn't get the grip as he leaves the corner. Going to try and take him on the outside, lets him through. Is he going to have the power to get him up this straight as we come up to the roundabout? He is going to have the power. Jerker in his Porsche Carrera 918. That's him up to 4th place. It's a good race. We've got to take a big right then tour around the large roundabout. Antonius slips his way past. Has Jerker got enough to get back as we come onto a big straight? Antonius seems to be drifting away. That just comes away there. Timor easily passes Jerker. It looks like he's going to easily pass Antonius as well. As Antonius turbo kicks in. Another side-by-side coming into the roundabout. Timor's gone wide. Oh, wowzers. And that is a huge flip from Timor, putting Jerker right off as he flies past that checkpoint. It's costly, but I can see why he was distracted. Still on the first lap, coming down the large straight, coming into a massive right-hand hairpin. I've got the legs on Mitch in his GT. I'm just going to back off. It's a bit scary at these speeds, trying to fly past someone as the corner comes up. I completely missed the hairpin, giving Mitch a tap, missed Minion, but just completely missed that one. It keeps my 3rd place, just because of the lead we've got. That leaves me with a lot of work to do. I don't do it, I finish 3rd. As we end the race, Jerker comes through, flies past Antonius there. Must be the music. That puts him up into 5th place in the end of that race. There we go. Minion, Mitch, DJ, Timor, Jerker, Antonius, then Headzblitzed. And the leaderboard overall tonight, I do end up with the top space. Minion is 2nd, Timor in 3rd, Mitch 4th, Antonius 5th, Headzblitzed 6th, Jerker 7th, Pine 8th, Puppy 9th. Really good night of racing, everybody. Hope you had some fun. I hope you enjoyed watching the video. There will be another video up again soon.